Yo, what's going on? It is comedian Ian Lara, and thank you guys for listening to the pod. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for subscribing and downloading. This week of May 11th to the 15th, I'm going to be in Edmonton, Canada. I'm going to be at the comic strip in Edmonton, Canada. So if you're listening to this in Canada, come check it out. Following week, I'll be in Dubai. And then the week after that, I'll be at House of Comedy Vancouver. So if you're in any of these cities and you want to see me perform, come check me out. Ian Lara, Adulthood Podcast.
Drake is gonna be there.
We are live, baby. Welcome back to the Adulthood Podcast. Yes. I am comedian Ian Lara. This is my guy,
the DJ 8 p.m. Big Ultramania.
And this is what? This is week 4?
Week 4.
I think we got to come up with a name for our listeners. The adulthood listeners, because we got listeners.
We got listeners. Shout out to all the listeners. Shout out to all the feedback.
What do you think about the adulterers?
Okay.
Or the hoodsters.
I like that. The hoodsters.
The hoodsters.
Yeah. What about both? The adulterer hoodsters.
The adulterer hoodsters. How about the women are the adulterers
and the guys are the hoodsters?
Are the hoodsters.
This guy is a genius, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Romeo Santos of comedy, Mr. Ian Lara.
People running on. People been DMing me.
We got him. Yes.
It's like I didn't come up with this. This is 8 p.m.
High five.
What do you think? What do you think this podcast? When do you think people listen to it the most? Do you think it's like a driving podcast or at the gym?
So the feedback that I've
in the
gotten
bathroom
has been a mixture of all. The bathroom definitely. The gym definitely. At work. Somebody told me that they were laughing so hard during their bike ride that they almost fell. Yeah. I wish that so ladies and gentlemen, we got to put this in front. Listen to this show. Don't listen to us.
Don't listen to us. That's
Please.
the motto. But yo, I had a girl tell me she was doing her eyelashes and she had to pause it because she was laughing. So she kept laughing, and the lady was like,
"Were they doing single glue on the eyelashes?"
I didn't
real big in the eyelash community.
I didn't know you knew so much about the eyelash game.
Yeah. Shout out to the producers.
The funny thing is, we're just kind of talking. We're not even making jokes, really. But it's just us
having
talking.
A good time. Yeah, we want the people to have a good time too. What's our hashtag? Hashtag adulterers.
Hashtag adulterers, baby.
Okay.
We got so much merch ideas. We're just too lazy to get anything done.
Yeah.
And we're not gonna. Somebody was like, they're gonna steal your merch idea. And we were like, that's fine.
Is it fine though?
Yeah.
All right. That's cool.
That's what it is.
I mean, shit, as long as they bootleg it.
Yeah, just give us credit. Tell us you heard it on this podcast. Yeah. Tell people to listen to the podcast.
What is it? Like, subscribe, hit all the buttons. I still don't know the vernacular.
We got
all of that stuff. That's dope.
Adulthood. How was your week?
It was pretty good. I can't complain. DJing, doing the thing, working.
Yeah. How was the parties? Good?
They was all right.
I was in Atlanta. I went to Atlanta. I did the 85 South podcast.
Oh, shout out to 85 South.
Shout out to Carlos, Miller, and Clayton and all them boys down there in Atlanta. Had a lot of fun, man. They smoke. They big smoke. You smoke?
I am a cannabis enthusiast.
Are you though? Because they smoke. We did. Yeah, they did about 6 blunts each.
Did you catch a contact?
I did, because I don't smoke, so I get high. Yeah,
okay.
I be higher than the people who smoke because I don't
hilarious.
Smoke. Yeah. So, you ever dated a girl who smoked?
Have I? Yeah, I have.
Yeah, like weed or cigarettes?
No, weed. Cigarettes is disgusting.
People say that. People say cigarettes is disgusting, but I'm like, it ain't like I don't prefer you did, but if you did and you look good,
I'm not gonna deny you.
Right. I'm not gonna be like, nah.
Yeah.
You
just
smoke
keep
cigarettes.
Altoids or any type of breath paraphernalia in your bag and you're good.
One time a girl tried to light up
in your house?
In my apartment, yeah. And
how did that go?
Dude, I was going through this phase in life where I didn't want to be confrontational. So I would just
just life period?
Yeah, I would just I was like, I guess
Did you see how did you see how stressed he was about it?
Women's phase for the first 40 years of their lives.
Non-confrontational.
Non-confrontational.
Have you met women from New York City?
Well, I had
it's been 28 years.
But for cigarettes though?
Yeah.
Just non-confrontational. Just if you did any, you could literally walk in here smoking cigarettes and the place could be on fire and I would be like, excuse me?
Where does that come from? Why?
Where does it come from? I don't know. You're told not to take up space.
Really?
I did this with Will one day where I was like, if you listen to girls talk, they talk a mile a minute because you have to learn you have to fit as many words in as physically possible before someone interrupts you.
I like that though.
Me too.
Talk fast because I don't want to listen anymore. But I do the same. Like I talk fast. Dude, every time I talk, I want to apologize after for taking up so time. Yeah, like sometimes you ever hung out with people who are like they take long to tell a
slow
story,
talkers,
and I'm like, this is just offensive. Like you are taking way too long to finish the story. I've hung out with people with media. I'm like, this ain't gonna work out as a friendship. Your stories take too long and they have no payoff, and it's like,
But my thing is that because so I don't know where y'all are from. I think you said you were from Atlanta, and then where are you from originally?
That's a complicated question, but why don't we go with half and half, Alaska, New York?
Okay, so slightly Alaskan, but mostly New York.
Yeah.
Okay, so our internal clock, we move quick. We don't have time to dilly-daddle. It's like, yo, fam, I heard a story. Somebody was telling me about like there was somebody that was online and then at a cash register, and it was like $1. The girl didn't have no cash or whatever, so the dude behind her was just like, hey, you know what? Don't worry, I'll pay for it. So she turns around and she's like, oh my God, thank you. And he's just like, yo, we don't have to be best friends. Keep it moving, B. I'm paying for you so I can get out of here. Yeah. That's the New York temperament of why are you taking so long? Do you think that is just a natural cause because we don't have no patience for nothing?
I'm not gonna lie, I checked out on that story.
I know I was taking too long.
That story is way too long.
I see them go.
I was thinking about laundry. I gotta do my laundry.
I see them go. Wait, are you dating an older woman?
No. Oh well, no. I would have had my laundry done.
Are you being groomed?
I would have had my laundry done if I were dating a
no, because woman. Remember our groomer conversation.
Yeah, I know. But that is definitely the New Yorker thing. Which I like. You go all over the country. When I go other places, I have to learn to like adapt because I'm just like always in a rush. But I don't be having nowhere to go.
Where's your favorite place to go though outside of New York? Like, where's your favorite city you've been so far on the Ian Lara Live comedy tour?
I like a lot of different cities. Like I like different cities for different things. Like I like Vancouver. It's another country, but I like Vancouver. Vancouver's fun. I like LA. LA could be cool. I like Texas. Texas is nice.
What part of Texas? H-Town?
I like Houston. I like Austin. I like that. I like almost every city that I've been to in Texas. It's just like the vibe is cool.
Where's one city you don't like?
Other cities, I don't hate a city. Other cities is just like it's nothing there for me. Like it's not that I hate the city. It's that it's like it's not built for me. Like if there's like a pickup trucks with like Trump flags on them, they're not necessarily gonna be a city that is for me. Although Texas could have that too, but they're like more, I think, cool. Have you ever like I had this happen? You ever been out with a girl who had a gun on her?
Not to my knowledge.
Yeah, I had that. I went out with the girl and she was like, just so you know, I have my
real New York shit. I have my do-rag on, so I'm listening.
Yeah, she was like, just so you know, I have my gun. I have a concealed carry permit on me.
What
I have a
state
concealed
were you
carry
in?
gun on me.
Georgia?
Yeah. I think I was in Texas. Yeah,
did you feel safer or did you feel threatened?
I felt safer. It's nice.
Was this a date or were y'all hanging out?
We was hanging out.
Okay, because like if this was a date and then the date didn't go well, you knew she was holding, like, does that like make you feel like nervous? Like, oh man, like, how do I tell her that I'm never gonna call her back when I know she's holding that steel?
First of all, I will never tell a woman that I'm never gonna call her back.
Okay,
I would just do it.
Okay,
but I think in it made me feel like the New Yorker in me, because New Yorkers aren't big on guns because we don't like, they're illegal. They're very illegal here.
3 years.
But the New Yorker in me was just like, you got a gun? We ain't waiting for a table. This is nice.
We're going right to the front.
Yeah, like it's no wait, it's no nothing. Don't say nothing because shorty is packing.
Excuse me, do you have a reservation?
But everybody's got a gun in Texas though.
Yeah. So I mean,
so did you wait?
Yeah. No, we didn't. Yeah, we still, that was my attitude, but I didn't put it into
the universe.
Practice.
You didn't manifest it. Oh, hashtag merch. Mercury is always in retrograde. Merch coming soon.
Yeah. I had a girl one time. This was like years ago. Try to light a cigarette in my hotel room.
So she wanted you to pay the fees.
Yeah, the fees like $400. Yeah, $400 fee in my hotel room.
And was this the best hotel room, or this is before or after the HBO special?
No, this was way before. This was a Motel 6. I think they were doing meth in the next room.
So basically, she wanted you to pay more for the room than you were paying for the room itself. If you got the $400 ticket.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and I was like, it's like, I don't mean to be a dick, but could you not light up a cigarette in my hotel room?
Yeah.
and she stopped. But most of the time, like when I did have a girl light up one time in my place, and I was just like, I hate this.
So are you bothered by like that taste when you kiss her after she smoked?
Not really. I don't prefer it, but
I don't like kissing ashtrays.
yeah, I don't prefer it, but if you smoke,
Like I don't like ashtray water.
sometimes
Like,
I wish I smoked.
what, cigarettes or weed?
I wish I smoked cigarettes because there is like a cool, like obviously it's not the most healthy thing. I'm not a doctor or anything.
You smoke
right?
hookah?
But
Is
nah,
that racist to ask you?
I quit hookah.
Did you?
Yeah,
How?
like 6 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah,
Tell me about this journey, man. We're really unpacking a lot today. Eyelashes and hookah.
It just did nothing for me.
Is that the title?
It just did nothing for me. I was at the, I would go to the club and I would smoke hookah, and the next day I would just be hungover, and I felt like the hookah was giving me a hangover. So it did nothing for me. So I just decided to stop. And once I be like, I'm gonna stop something, I make it like my thing, like just really stop.
Just to stop.
Yeah. So 6 years ago, I quit.
So does that mean I shouldn't be working on this hookah sponsorship that I've been working on?
I'm for sale though.
Okay.
Like I pretty
All
much
right.
take whatever.
All right.
Shout out to
Mercury is always in retrograde?
shout out to the water, Liquid Death. They sent me a whole.
Did they sent you the cases?
Yeah, they sent me like 6 cases of
Bro,
the
why you
water.
didn't bring-
I'm the most hydrated person in the
In
city
New
right
York
now. I
City
just been
right now?
pounding down water just so I can have space in my apartment.
You gotta bring some of those cans. Yo, honestly, like I had to think twice about, because got the day job and I had a Zoom meeting, and I'm like, I'm drinking my Liquid Death, but it looks like Colt 45.
Yeah.
So I don't want the people to think like, is he just drinking a 40 ounce during the meeting? I'm like, it's just water, but like
I feel like I would like that.
Perception
Like
is
I would
key.
want you to think I'm drinking a Colt 45 on a meeting, so you know not to play with me. But even if it's water, you just want a couple people to think that, like, yeah,
this guy's about it.
yeah, and this guy is it.
And the packaging is very aggressive when you think about it. It looks like a beer. It looks like Coors Light.
It does. It
Yeah.
does. I think that's like their whole thing. But they sent me a whole thing. Look, if you listen to this and you want to send us free stuff, send us free stuff. We'll do it. We'll drink it. We'll wear it. We'll do whatever you want us to do. We're for sale. We're not like one of these guys who's like, nah, I can't
We're
be
not
bought.
taking anything.
We can be bought for a very low price.
And,
I mean,
and we're gonna wear it on the show.
they could have sent us 2 cans and we would have had them here, like using them.
They said 6 cases.
Yeah, they sent 6 cases. My doorman was like, what did you order? I was like, I didn't order anything, and I had to get like a little truck thing to take it up
take it up
to
there?
take it up to the thing.
Wait, are you friends with your doorman? Are they friendly? Do they know who you are?
One of them found out. One of them, yeah, he knew who I was because he's Dominican, and he like,
Hello, okay? Mi gente?
you don't have to
I don't.
do that.
Cultural appropriation at its
we could
finest.
just yeah.
I'm slightly Latina. Slightly Latina. That's how it is. Slightly.
I-
I lived in Dykeman for what, 3 years. It rubs off.
I guess yeah.
Everybody in New York. Que lo que, mi gente? Ya tú sabes.
All right, yeah. That seems a little appropriated, but all right.
Cultural appropriation.
So he hit me up. He hit me up one time, and he was like, "Yo," he was like, "Yo, I knew, like, I saw you in the building. I didn't think it was you, but I knew it was you. Like,
Did he ask
like
for a
I like your
picture?
stuff and stuff." Nah, he never asked for a picture. But he was like, "I like your stuff," and I was like, all right, cool. So now he's cool.
Uh-huh.
But the other doorman, they asked, because I travel so much. They've asked like, "What do you do?"
Do they
So
think you're a drug dealer?
I told them.
Are you a traveling drug dealer?
No, I don't. I think drug dealers have to be local. I think you got to be at the
Nah,
place.
not since like Ozark.
Oh, because they moved. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is fair.
And power, like in my mind, whenever I'm getting ready for a meeting, I be thinking I'm, James St. Ocho, throw the suit on. I never killed nobody, but if I did want to kill, I look good. I got to make sure the suit is tapered.
Yeah, that is nice.
There's a lot of international drug dealers these days.
Yeah,
Is there?
yeah, that is nice.
State
That is
lines.
nice.
Yeah.
You ever dated a girl that did heavy drugs?
Like meth.
Maybe a little less heavy.
Okay, because it's a scale.
Yeah,
like,
maybe like cocaine.
Oh,
Molly.
yeah. I'm sorry. See, again, I have no frame of reference. I
Yeah,
just go to the
straight
deep
to
end.
meth. Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, what if your ex died? Shout out to everybody that watched episode 2.
Yeah.
I've been getting good feedback on that.
Oh, about the dead ex?
Yeah.
yeah. That was
Sorry, my bad. I gotta learn how to middle ground.
Yeah.
Some
people was like, my ex could die. I'm like, all right, you should seek therapy. This is just a podcast that we're trying to like be silly on, and you're wishing death on the person who fathered your child. So maybe get help on that.
maybe couples therapy, something, or Your own therapy? Aren't you in therapy trying to work out your shit?
Yeah, I am in therapy, but I
Romantic
think
comedy?
I think I'm gonna stop because I think this is like enough. This is therapy for me.
I mean,
This
we sit
podcast.
here and we talk, basically you and I and the millions of people
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, and
for an hour.
So I think this is good. But yeah, like you have like the girl.
Yes, drugs, cocaine. Everybody went to college, or if you did go to college, if you went to PWI, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. I
Have you?
Yes, I one time I went on a date with a girl
And she just did it in front of you?
she did not. Yeah, it wasn't like she didn't open with it. Like we was hanging out, and then the night is. She thought I was doing cocaine because I kept going to the bathroom, but I just have a weak bladder. I broke the seal, and I kept getting up like 5 times. And then when she came back, she was like, "I know you're doing cocaine." She was like, "I know you're doing cocaine," and I was
Like that?
I was like, "I'm peeing. Like I just gotta pee a lot." And then she thought I was like, sure. I guess that's a lie.
Sure, dude.
That cocaine people. She's like, sure. I'm like, I swear to you, I just really have to pee a lot. And but then later on in the night, she's like, well, I do cocaine. Do you mind if I do it?
So she forced herself onto you, basically.
Oh, what do you mean?
I have no idea. But I was saying, technically, I know. What I was trying to say is that basically she was forcing her guilty conscience onto you.
Oh, I guess she was trying to like
say that she parties too.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like that'll happen a lot. That happens a lot with me.
What?
With girls. Sometimes
We're
I feel
unpacking
like,
a lot today.
I feel like they feel like they have me figured out, and they just be wrong a lot.
Yeah.
Like how she was like, you definitely do cocaine, and I was like, I swear to you, I'm just peeing.
Well, you did give off cocaine symptoms, like multiple bathroom runs to someone in that life. It's like, oh, he's going skiing.
Sure, but from the world I come from,
Or you're diabetic.
yeah, from the world I come from is just like
Peeing? Just actually
people
using
just
the bathroom?
pee. Yeah,
The normal world,
Right.
Not normal. You know, everybody's normal. If you ski, you ski.
Right.
My thing is when they take you to the party, and like the thing is to Black people, Latin people, cocaine is one of those drugs where it's like, oh, you do drugs.
For the most
but
part,
to
yeah.
like people who like indulge, like that's just their thing. And I remember going to a party, and like I went with a friend of mine. We was there, and like they just did it right in the room, and they have like a routine. Like some of them have a key, and then like, have you ever had to do the cocaine fake? Like, okay, peer pressure, but I'm not gonna do it, but I'm gonna pretend, and then you just like do the Ric Flair afterwards, so you blow it off, and then woo!
You had to pretend to do cocaine?
Yeah.
Nah.
You never did the pretend part?
Nah. I was always just like, cause I'm only like I see cocaine, I still be like, whoa. Like that's a
naturally.
thing. Yeah. So I never pretended to, but I'll make you feel at home if you want to do it. I'll be like, go ahead, do what you want to do. Like I'm fine. I'll just be over here, you know. But I won't like get near. I'm still like kind of afraid of it.
That's good.
Cause
I
feel like I could be convinced. Like I could be convinced.
I don't think so.
I could.
I don't think so. You were an attorney, you're a comedian. But let's say if you were convinced.
Well, now it's different. I feel like now I'm cause now my 30s is different. But there was a time where I'm like, I used to be like, to have the YOLO thing. Where, like a lot of times just be like, all right.
Just fucking.
Like, but I never done any hard drugs. I never did any drugs.
I mean, so like in these Hollywood parties that you go to, I must imagine that you've seen some things where it's just like, whoa, that's harder than the hardest drug.
I just seen cocaine. That's it. Cocaine. Yeah, a lot of.
Is that naturalized?
These people be doing shrooms too. But that's that drugs.
Is that worse than cocaine?
No, I think it's plant medicine. I've done you know what? That's funny. It was on my list. I've actually done ayahuasca before.
Oh, what is that?
That's plant medicine from like the
what is it exactly?
South America.
Do you eat it? It's like a mushroom.
So this one was a soup. It was like a drink that you have to drink. They call it, when you really indulge in it, it's not even like psychedelics. It's called a plant journey, plant medicine.
Yeah.
And you really like exposed to the universe. I've done DMT before.
Did it work?
Yeah.
Did you
it
feel
really
that
changed. It really changed my life. Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How so?
You come back and you appreciate people more, which it kind of puts you in conflict, especially being from New York, because you just want to tell everybody about themselves. Like, please get the hell out of the way. Why are you driving so slow? And it's like in conflict where you come back and you're just like, oh, everything is about the universe, and you really just want to spread love, and it's all about love.
That's how you feel after?
Yeah.
I know some people have bad trips though, right?
Oh yeah. Way terrible. And that's the thing. They tell you, they give you the language to use. You can't even call it a trip. They say like journeys, because you do go on a journey. And like it's a process. I had to go vegan for a week, and anybody knows me. I'm the oxtail king. You know, shout out to everybody in Flatbush. But I had to go vegan for a week. You had to cleanse your system, and it's like a 3-day journey. I did mine in a remote location upstate because I didn't have the funds to go to Peru, which I really wanted.
Oh, that's
to.
what people did. I have a friend. She did that. Yeah, she went to Peru.
Yeah,
to
we had
do
the
it.
shaman and everything. You know, we was in there.
I mean, I feel like wouldn't it be weird if you go do that and then you find out like off a trip that now you're into stuff that you didn't know you was into?
It's not one of those things. It would be definitely weird, like if you come back and you start like dressing up as Barney and stuff.
Yeah, like what if you go and then you come back, you're like, I'm into cosplay now.
Yeah.
I need to dress up as furry animals to have sex now.
Do they have them in my size?
I'm sure.
Or would I have to order that on Amazon?
I'm sure. I got a guy. I got a cosplay guy.
Does he take WhatsApp?
I was Bruno Mars, but I used to dress up as Bruno Mars and just go out.
And go out.
Not even Halloween. I just be out.
And I was a security
and
guard.
Women would be like, Bruno Mars? And I'll be like,
yes.
Yeah.
Wait, how did you know?
Yeah.
And I was in a security guard in a silk shirt as well.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Great time.
Good time in our life.
Yeah.
What'd you do last week?
So it's funny you asked me how I was DJing. I DJ'd a bat mitzvah.
Did you?
Yeah, you know.
That's the lady
Mazel
one?
Tov, yeah, that's the lady one. And
it's her birthday?
Happy birthday
to her.
13. Yeah. Yo, it was just weird, bro.
How does one like you get into the bat mitzvah?
I got a guy.
World? Yeah.
Yeah. Through, my connects. Shout out to, all my connects out there. But honestly, no, you put together a portfolio, people hear you play, and then you get recommended, things like that.
How was it? A lot of white kids?
Yeah, of course.
Kids, yeah.
No, it was actually very diverse because it was in Brooklyn. So automatically, my frame of reference for people in the world is just like Brooklyn, then New York, and then the world. And like,
yeah,
it's just like, oh, okay, these are just a bunch of kids from Brooklyn. And like, I could tell from the request, yo, can you play Dior? I'm like, huh. Okay.
Pop Smoke?
Yeah, that was one of the requests. Or Ice Spice is big in their world too, so it was just a lot of
Ice Spice. She's huge right now.
Yeah, The Boy's a Liar, and they knew the whole song from top to bottom and verse. So it was just like, even though the arena I might have been would have been like a limited view of like music wise, then you go in there and it's just like, nah, these kids, they're kids, and they want to listen to whatever is hot right now.
Yeah, well, I'm not allowed around kids anymore, so I can't even go to these parties. But I would say that
our producer's face is saying my face, which is what? Can you what's there?
Why I'm not allowed around?
Yeah,
the second time.
Second
time you said this now.
What's
episode 2?
Are you registered?
What are you trying to say? What's going on?
No, this is what you call a joke. Comedy podcast.
Just want to know. Okay, my bad. All right, yeah, no doubt.
Anyways, so when you do that, Friday or Saturday?
That one was on Saturday. That was last Saturday. And then Friday I was at the spot called Panda. Shout out to everybody that came through Panda Harlem, which is cool. That is the total opposite. That's more of a grown and sexy vibe.
Yeah. That's a big flip off.
The big range.
Yeah, big range at the grown and sexy. That I feel like, because this happens in comedy. Sometimes you do. If you do multiple shows in a night, you forget which one you are performing at. So it'd be weird if you thought you were at the grown and sexy, but you were at the Jewish.
Yeah, that would be definitely weird.
Old Mary J. Blige songs, and they're like, "Oh, we want
Ice Spice."
Yeah,
yes, yeah, absolutely.
Which is good.
I had a question for you.
Yeah.
So like, in the DJ world, a big thing is the phone, and they come up to you and they like put the request.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, like they'll put it like, they don't even talk to you. It's just like, play this. Does that happen in the comedy world? Say this joke? Like,
no.
Say this joke?
Nah, man. People ask me stuff like that a lot. Because I guess people think that...
Couch is comfortable. I'm sinking this shit. My bad.
Yeah, I guess people think that comedy and music, I guess because you're both kind of performing and speaking into a mic, but dude, it's just not like, sometimes, like somebody asked me recently, they was like, because I was like, I always say I wish I could sing, and I was like, if I could sing, I would just be a singer, and they're like, oh, would you trade comedy for singing? And I'm like, 1000%.
Really?
Nothing compares. Yeah, hell yeah. Nothing compares. Nothing compares with music, bro. If you could sing or do music, it's nothing. That's the top level of anything.
100%.
I don't think like athlete. I don't think anything compares
no.
with music.
And if you can sing and like play the guitar at the same time,
It's over.
forget about it.
It's
You're in a
over.
different league.
It's like not even comparable. Did you see that video that was going viral? Is of how do you say the guys? Is it Rema or Rema?
Oh, Rema.
Rema?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rema, who's super dope. I like his music, but it's going viral of he's performing. I don't know if that was Coachella or what music festival, but his song Calm Down comes on and he's kind of just listening to it. And the crowd, it's like 20,000 people just going crazy.
And they're just singing it to him.
That would never happen with comedy.
They won't sing the joke. They won't say the joke.
Never.
Remember this?
Never. Even comedy at like its highest level, like you do comedy, even when you're killing and everything is going well, there comes a point in the audience, there comes a point in the show where you feel like the audience, they're ready for me to shut up.
Really?
Yeah, they're ready for me to stop
When
talking.
do you feel that? That's very interesting. I never heard that before. When like, how do you develop the muscle to even know when that's happening?
You kind of get the vibe.
Do you?
Yeah, I think you feel it yourself. You're like, all right, I should stop talking now.
Really?
Yeah, you kind of get the vibe of like, we had enough.
Yeah.
Because everyone's like, yeah,
They're
was fun.
laughed out.
Yeah, because people are just silent for so long and they just want to talk too. You know, so you're like this, and then I usually get that around like 50 minutes, like 50 minutes of thing. Because when you're at 50 minutes, they've been at the show for an hour and a half already. So if they're being good audiences, they've been quiet for an hour and a half, and they're like, all right, I had a good time.
But they've been quiet, but they've also been drinking too, right?
Yeah. So they're ready.
That's a
Like,
mix.
yeah, that's the worst when they've like been drunk and they're out with a big group of friends. And you do a joke, and every joke you do reminds them of something that happens with their friends. Like they want to be like, oh, remember that time when I did this and I did that, and that's like really like.
And then they start talking over like.
Yeah, that's frustrating. Do you think, dude? Because this, I know comedians do this. Like comedians will bring, like if you're dating or married or whatever you have, like if you have a partner, sometimes comedians will bring their partners to the show to like, and they'll just sit in the back and watch the show, and that's cool. Like for the person watching, if they haven't done it a bunch of times, that's cool. But would DJ, like, would you bring a girl to watch you DJ?
Yes and no, because like it's also. It just depends on the type of DJ that you are and like how seriously you take it. Like a lot of people, like, you know, for the most part, DJing has become easier because of computers and the technology. You basically could just go, and a lot of people push buttons. But like if you're in a place where like people are spending thousands of dollars, like let's say $10,000 for a section, and then like you see the check, yeah, it's crazy. Like some people have money and they're coming to ball out. You can't really phone it in like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you need to be on. You got to play all of the best music. You got to make sure your mic game pause is on point, where it's just like you're catching all of the little things, like somebody like going crazy, like okay, like you got to make sure you're on. And then the thing is, sometimes if you invite somebody out, they, you know. And it's kind of true. You did invite them out, so you want to show them a good time. But like, I'm also working. You know
That's the same thing. That's the same thing with stand up. When you have people there, even when you have like, even if it's not a date, even if it's guests in the audience, it's hard because everyone's drinking. It seems like a party. It's hard to convince them like, yo, I'm working.
Yeah. And then the worst part would be like, they know you as you, right? So like they'll know you as Ian. So it's just like, oh, that's Ian. But like they don't even have the frame of mind of like Ian off stage versus Ian on stage. That's two different things. Like at Ian on stage, you're basically an athlete. Like you're a performer. You're like a basketball player. Honestly,
I've always said that. I've always said I'm kind of like Michael Jordan.
Just take it all, because I'm just the wisdom right here. This is Mercury in full retrograde right here. So yeah, so it's just
I don't think that's.
No, it's all right. That's another t-shirt.
All right.
You in the zone, and like there's a zone when it comes to DJing too, where it's just like
when you're on a hot street, every song you
every
drop.
song is hitting. It's oh girl, that's my shit.
Yeah.
That's what I live for.
Yeah.
Like you know, when you get a belly laugh, what's when you see somebody that's crying in the audience, like when you're killing, like what's that called?
There is, I mean, it's just killing. Yeah, it's just that's like the word. But there is a thing. There is a thing on when you're on stage, if you're really when you have the whole room where you're just like, I am murdering, I'm blowing this room apart. Like everything I say is getting a huge laugh. I could sleep with every person in here if I wanted to. That's a feeling.
That ultimately is the feeling, because it's like I'm hitting. And so what is it? Is it just because the economy of words? Like, how do you know when you're in that zone?
You feel it. You kind of feel it. Like it's just like a energy that it's hard to describe. You feel it. But I've felt them all. Like I've went from like that. It's so funny when you see that, and then you see the energy that like a girl in the audience might be giving you, because she's just loving everything you're saying. She thinks it's funny.
Yeah.
And then like Fast forward 30 minutes later, you're off stage and it's not that anymore. And she's like, oh, yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. She's like, oh, you're different
you
when
were
it's not a
different.
spotlight and a microphone and everybody listening to you.
That was you?
Yeah. It's a funny energy. Have you ever had the opposite where like a girl took you to work? Like what she does?
Yes, I have.
What does she do?
So one time, just being in the back and teaching class. She was a teacher.
She brought you to class?
Yeah.
What grade?
Like little kids, second grade, something like that. Years
ago. I couldn't go.
Yeah. This is not a narrative. We're gonna keep going. So we're just gonna cut right out of this.
It's too late.
This is a comedy podcast. Don't forget that.
I think that's very true. But like my friend who actually is a cop once took me on a ride along before.
You lying?
Yeah, and that shit was crazy. Like? He was telling a guy, not a date.
Not a
date. No, like my homeboy, and it was just like, bro, this is crazy. Yeah. Especially like, so he was his station was in Harlem. And like most of the time, all you're dealing with, unfortunately, is like drug addicts, crackheads on the corner, but like they got crackhead strength. And it was just like you had to be in tip top shape to be a police officer in Harlem, New York City.
I had 2 girls take me to work one time.
Okay.
One of them was
a flight attendant,
a stripper.
Okay.
Close.
Okay.
And the other one was a bartender.
Okay. Probably. Okay.
Yeah.
What was it like shadowing a stripper? Did you go on stage?
It was fine. Like it's weird. It's a weird thing. It was fine. I think the bartending one was wilder than the stripper one, because the stripper one, like you kind of know what her job is, right? Like you know that she's working, this is her job. Mm-hmm. But with the bartending one, like part of their job is also like to engage and kind of flirt to get bigger tips. But you think, if you're just watching, you think like you don't have to do this. You could just make them drinks. You don't have to do this other extra stuff. So you think they're being extra. But for the stripper, you just know like that's her job. Yeah, like that's what she's doing.
Was this in New York City? Both
no, one of them wasn't in New York City. I forgot where it was. It was somewhere in the West Coast. I forgot what city, but the bartending one was in New York City.
I feel like in New York City, but just America in general, like there's almost like 3 different worlds. And one of my homeboys, like when I had graduated out of college, his job, and it's kind of crazy because this is before Uber. Yeah. So he used to like basically drive around.
He was like a pimp, like
he wasn't a pimp. He was just a driver.
The driver for the
night
girls.
Workers. Yeah.
Oh wait, for the girls?
For not even for strippers, for night workers. Like
yeah.
Yeah.
What is that? What's a night worker?
One who walks the strip.
Like working girls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Working girls.
Okay. Yeah.
And he was just telling me the stories.
I know guys like,
know guys
but
like that?
Yeah, but they gotta be pimps a little bit too, because sometimes it get ugly.
He did like to protect the girls.
Yeah.
A little bit. He would have to step in, but he wasn't like collecting money.
No, he wasn't collecting money. But you gotta
he wasn't
protect
collecting
them.
money. Yeah, and it was just like, bro, like it's kind of sick and crazy the things that really actually happen in this world. And he was like to the point where like the girls. This is years ago, so the statute of limitations. But she was carrying. She had a piece on her. Different type of weapons just in case, because dudes, especially like when you're in that industry, you're dealing with like, for lack of a better term, the lowest barrel of dudes who might not.
Yeah,
be
it's not the best.
Tight.
It's not the best guys.
Yeah, and then they didn't have no Uber back then, where you could just be like, okay, I'm done, and I'm gonna order an Uber and get like
or order food.
Yeah, so and most of the time, like he was on shifts from like 3 to like 9 a.m. You know what I'm saying? On the weekends, yeah.
That 8 a.m. prostitute shift is a tough one.
It's crazy.
When half the country's going to work and then
you're coming home
from work. Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
This is a wild thing. I had this dude tell me one time. He's an old coworker of mine. He used to be one of those guys. Yeah, he used to be one of those guys
to order.
To order in on his women. And one time he ordered a snack, for lack of a better term. And
it's like it's DoorDash or some shit.
Yeah, he ordered a snack.
I had something there, but I'm not gonna say it.
The girl who showed up, because apparently I don't know. I don't come from this world. I don't know anything about this, but apparently you go on the website. This was when I think Craigslist was
okay.
Popping.
Oh, what was the other
I
one?
bought my
Backpage?
cars off Craigslist. I didn't know you could buy people, but he bought a person on Craigslist.
Our producer's going crazy right now.
He was shopping for like a person. And then he was like, this one is good.
A
the
person
mileage,
or a service?
I guess it was a person because like he saw the pictures.
Okay.
And he was like, this is good. The mileage is good. It looks in good condition. I want this person. But then the person who showed up was not that person.
Not that person.
But that's not the thing. He knew the person who showed up and did not know that she was in that life.
Oh, wow.
She was a friend of his, acquaintance of his. And he said she was coming up to this apartment and he was like,
what are you doing here?
Keisha? Yeah. And then she ran. She was like, oh my God. And she ran. But they ended up having sex anyway. That's a story.
That's another story in itself. Yeah.
But that's crazy.
Was he kind of like upset that like, did he have to prepay? Because, you know, like if you order something on like Uber Eats and you don't get your food, like you're kind of upset. Like, or if it gets delivered wrong.
He wasn't upset. It's kind of the thing was like, this the only thing open. So
that's what I'm saying.
So he was just happy to be there. Like that something
okay
came and then he was like it was fine and he was like all right. I honestly felt like the way he told it, he was like I felt better. He said he felt better because he was like all right, like I know this girl now, I don't gotta worry about.
Okay.
Yeah, I got another friend who told me he did the same thing and the girl came over.
Ordered out.
Ordered out. And the girl came over to his house and robbed him.
I've heard that before too.
Took his like phone, watch, and money.
Yeah, I've definitely heard that before too. It's happened to acquaintances of mine. And my thing, like, I'll ask them is just like, what's going on in your world? You know what I mean? Like, why do you feel like you have to resort to this?
To purchasing? To purchasing power?
To making a delivery. Because
yeah.
It's not like you're
not
outside of the States. Huh?
Not the robbing, the purchasing.
The purchasing,
Okay, gotcha.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Because you should be pretty much open to anything happening. Because if you're rolling the dice like that, then you should like know that like something like this could happen,
Gotcha.
right? Because think about also, I mean, not shout out to Keisha, but you know maybe everybody's not nice like Keisha,
Right?
You
like
know what I mean?
The
So
Cardi B, but you got the Cardi B offset.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it's just like, damn, so I'm ordering some takeout and I should probably think about myself getting robbed. Did that not run through your mind, your friend's mind? These people that are doing this?
Well, I think when you're hungry, you just want to eat. That's a shirt.
We need a shirt like
when you're hungry, you just want to eat.
We need like some type of
a
sound
bell
effect. Yeah.
Every time. Can we get a bell every time we hit gold?
Gold.
Every time we strike gold.
Absolute gold.
just a sound of gold.
When you're hungry, sometimes you gotta eat.
Yeah, you just want to eat, man. My friend, the girl took his phone, money and thing. He ends up tracking the phone to a place. He's so out of his mind. He shows up to the place where the phone is. He drives over to the place where the phone is, and he's ringing the bell. I'm like, you're ringing. He's ringing the bell on this person. It's like it's like a crack house. Yeah, it's like a crack house, and he's ringing the bell trying to get his phone back. I'm like, is it worth the iPhone 6? He didn't have that much money, but I'm like, is it worth the thing? And he's like, I just wanted my phone back. And apparently, I guess the pimp comes out. And he's like, there's no phone there. He's like, the phone is tracked here. I'm gonna call the police. And then the pimp is like, call the police. There's no phone here. I guess he was a pimp, but you know, in that situation, they're like, what are you gonna call the police and said you hire?
That's what I was gonna say. Like, are there John rights, professional John rights?
Yeah.
Like,
so he just left. Shout out to all the workers though. You know, they're just trying to earn a decent wage.
When you're hungry, sometimes you gotta eat.
Yeah.
You just want to eat.
Yeah. Could you date a girl you think if she told you she used to do that? Because you're not supposed to judge. Why not?
Absolutely not.
You could get canceled for saying that you won't date a prostitute.
I think that everybody has their preference.
You're not allowed to have a preference anymore.
Oh yeah.
Nah, you just gotta just accept everything.
I totally forgot that. Yeah. I'm gonna go with no. How about you?
I try to be liberal. I think I could probably go on a couple dates, but I think at a certain point it will probably start to bug me.
It would?
Yeah, but I could definitely go on a couple dates.
But what exactly would bug you? You know, what would
I would just start thinking about,
is it just
all
the experience?
Yeah, I would start thinking about all, and part of me is like, don't worry about the past. If everything is good, right? If she's good, everything's good, then what does the past matter? But I just feel like, damn, it would be tough for me to get over
It's
that.
very difficult. Yeah, it's difficult. It's definitely difficult.
Yeah.
It's only just her having a high body count at this point. You know.
Well, I think that's different than you selling your vagina on Craigslist. I'm not a doctor, but I think.
Wait, you're not?
Not technically, but I think those two things.
You didn't get the certificate?
Are different. One time, this girl told me that she had like over 130 like guys she's been with.
Okay.
Which I was like, that's
Would you date her?
That's a lot, huh?
Would you date her?
I think ideally, yeah, I would.
Okay.
But I think it would probably bother me some point down the line.
Look further down.
Yeah, but I think off the thing, I would be like, if she's cool.
Okay. Here's a question for you. But what if the body count was low, but the activities were extreme? Because
like if she was like, I had sex with 5 guys,
no,
but it was one basketball team and it was the 5 people off the bench.
I've had sex with only 3 guys in my life,
but it was all at the same time.
One of them took shit on me.
Oh, I don't care about that.
You don't care about that?
No.
That's okay with you?
That's not okay with me. If you gave me an option, if I was building a girl and you gave me an option and you was like, would you like this girl to be shit on by her ex-boyfriend, or would you rather her not? I'm gonna probably be like, oh, I would rather not if you're giving me the option. But if it's coming with it, then here's the thing. All right, now we getting into adulting. Here's the adult tip of the week.
This is it.
Once you get to a certain, when you're young, right, you're able to have you could have your build a guy, build a girl, right, where you're trying to you trekking off all the things you want. It's like you go into a shop and you're like, my partner needs to have this, that, and nothing is negotiable. These are the things that I need, right? But as you go on in life, if you don't get those people in your early years, in your early 20s, late teens, as you go on in life, you have to accept that your person is probably gonna come with some stuff. And some of those things might be they've been shit on by their ex.
Yes.
And you need to accept them as a person.
Because we are in the era of acceptance, right? Didn't we say that? Didn't we open up with that?
Yes.
And we accept everybody over here at the Adulthood Pod. We got, you know what I mean? We accept everybody, whatever you're into. Maybe they're into that, you know?
To the people who are in their 30s and have these super specific needs and wants I'm like, this is not good.
This is like the best advice that you should not listen to at all.
Right.
But please listen to the show, Adulthood Pod. This is what we're here for. We're giving, that's real spill right there, B.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I think we might have touched on this in a previous pod, but you don't ask to count, right?
No.
You don't ask to count.
I think that's silly because ultimately too, it's just like, it could be a lie, bro.
It's probably
more than likely 99.9% a lie. So you should just
Marty, what do you think? Do women lie? Is that a thing? Do women lie?
Their body count?
No, just in general.
I don't want to out the team.
Yeah, no, but all right, serious question. What do you think is the percentage of women of adult women that lie about the amount of people that they slept with? Like, is it half? Is it over half of them lie? 7 out of 10?
I'd say, I wouldn't lie.
Of course not. Not you. Of course not. You're an honest truth teller.
I'm in a different league.
Yeah, of course not. You.
That's it.
We're talking about all the other ones.
I wouldn't lie, and I feel like most people I know wouldn't lie. They would just pretty shamelessly be like, yeah, this is it. And then be like, based on your reaction, be like, well, you're just like a shit person.
For judging
me.
Yeah.
Most people I know would be like, yeah, I'll be honest.
So what percentage of in the world, not in the world, but like, you know, in our realm?
I think with girls my age, a very low percent would lie. Maybe like 20-30% would lie.
Really?
Yeah, because if you're lying, you're worried about the response and you're worried about being judged. And most people I know would be like, well, if you're judging me, like, fuck you.
Right.
But you know what's funny? Sorry to cut y'all off, but like it's very interesting because I think for the most part, this might be a double standard, but like a lot of men would probably like hear women say like, if they did ask that number and they got the number, they would think like it's more. But on the opposite side, like, especially like if you could tell by like the kind of dude or how he carries himself, they might say the number like, nah, that nigga's lying. He didn't get that. Unless you're like,
you know me. My motto is I don't know anything about women dating or vaginas.
Yes.
But I would say
that's a t-shirt.
I would say that it's a larger number than 20% of.
What do you think it is? What's the number in your head?
7 out of 10.
Women
70% of women 70%. Are lying.
And
about their body count.
You think they're lying saying it's higher, lying saying it's lower?
Lower, never higher.
So, and then what's the opposite? What do you think about for men?
Men,
Yeah.
lying, 50.
50% of them, and you think that it's
Higher.
actually higher, or
Yeah.
that they're lying that they have higher
They're
numbers?
boosting.
Yeah.
They're boosting.
Isn't that crazy?
But like I've had this conversation with women are really convinced themselves that because the guy was like a random or on a cruise ship or at the Nassau Space Museum or during Six Flags October
Fest.
Yeah, that don't count. But I'm like, but that's still a body. They're like, no, that one don't count. And it's like, no, that counts. Yeah,
yeah.
That maybe he might not matter.
Oh, I was on vacation.
Yeah, they'll be like on vacation, like that counts.
I was
like,
in between.
Why would vacation not count?
Because it's vacation.
Like I don't get the argument. And also, like, I feel like you should be. I always say this too because I mentor women on the side, and I always say,
do you have a website for that? Because
no, you gotta. It has to be word of mouth.
Okay, all right.
But I always say, just be honest about it, and if the guy can't handle it, then he can't handle it.
I mean, ladies,
you don't want it because you're gonna slip up.
They don't call him the Romeo Santos of comedy for no reason. Like I'm here for it. Like, is there a hotline that they could call? Do they call a beeper? How do they get the?
You can't reach me.
I know
you just got to get it
because there's a lot of people a lot of women that need your mentorship.
You got to listen to the podcast.
Okay.
I can't be reached.
Adulthood?
Yeah. Adulthood.
That's
podcast.
a t-shirt.
Adulthood Pod on Instagram. Adulthood Pod on OnlyFans. Adulthood Pod on Craigslist.
I can't be reached.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. You can't reach me. But yeah, they I would say be honest. Just tell him if he asks, just if a man comes to you and he wants his feelings hurt his feelings.
But
that's a shirt.
Oh.
There you go, Marty.
We're
Like that one.
everybody.
Oh, that one you like, Marty? All right. We'll see what side you're on.
We are here for everybody. But okay, here's a question for you.
Man wants you to hurt his feelings. Hurt his feelings.
Hurt it. Go ahead.
Do it.
I have a question for you. But then, like, what about the dudes that actually have to, like, put themselves in the position of women and lie towards the lower scale?
Because they got too much?
Yes.
Those guys should get their jersey retired at Madison Square Garden.
That means they're out the game?
Because they're legends.
Legends.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're legends.
They're in the rafters?
On my book, yeah.
Yeah.
Those are legendary players.
But see, the question is like, if going back to that girl, if she had 100,
which girl?
Like the girl with like 100 something bodies.
Address her by her full name, Alicia Martinez. No, I'm joking. I just made that up. I just made that up.
So like, but if you like the 100, like out of 100 bodies, you don't think that any of them paid
for her?
Yeah, not one.
No.
Not one was like just $20.
Well, now that you mention it,
you know what I'm saying?
Now that you mention it,
she just woke up in the morning, turned around, and was like, "Oh, the guy's gone, but there's $100 in the."
Yeah, now that you mention it, I wouldn't put it past her. She was very empowered and liberal, so it is possible. I didn't ask. I was just thrown aback because I don't want to judge the other
this
gender,
is a
right?
judge-free zone.
But I'm just like, whew, that's a lot. It's a lot of guys.
Yeah.
She was like young. She was like 25. It's a lot of guys.
Yeah,
120, 130.
So she can get shit on, but if there's prostitution, there's hesitation.
I mean, I will go ahead and say there's probably hesitation on both sides. But
okay.
if you had me pick, let's put up a poll. Would you rather have your ex been defecated on or have been a previous for hire sex worker?
Yeah.
Are we looking at me
viral.
for a reason?
Yeah. What would you prefer?
This is called viral.
You making the poll.
And then none of the three of you voted. You all just collectively.
No, this is just a woman poll.
And we're putting this out to the universe.
Yeah. What do you say?
Like, rather, you know what? Whatever makes you happy makes you happy. I think if somebody said to me that I was dating the defecation one, I would be like, oh, maybe that's not for me, slightly more than used to be a prostitute. Because you don't know the context that they used to be a prostitute.
What do you mean? What that?
You need context?
Yeah, like, you know, like, is it something that they were like really, like, they just were re-owning their sexuality? Is it something
Sure, that's one way to look at it.
Yeah, see,
reclaiming your body.
No, genuinely.
By charging $300 an hour.
You know, support sex workers.
I support them. So I give them all my money. You couldn't support them more than I do.
Did you have to issue a 1099?
For what?
when you support.
Because as a write-off,
Yeah.
it is written off. I mean, but I feel like sex workers is obviously they're very like mainstream now, right? Because
Yes.
with OnlyFans.
Yes.
But there's like a thing, right? There's like, it's one thing to have an OnlyFans, it's another thing to be on Craigslist.
There's
But-
legal
Craigslist?
brothels though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And-
Which all of them are like, do whatever you want. I'm not hating, but there is a difference, right?
Yeah. Back to context. What's the context of someone like sex work? I think I would go more towards sex work than somebody than the defecation.
I mean, defecating now, I mean, that's like third base. I think that's
faux pas.
that's not even like a wild, like that's
To
wild, but
some
that's
people,
not like
it's
the
not
wildest.
wild. That's like, oh, that's it.
Yeah. That's like, there's like a movement now of like getting, maybe not defecated, but peed on.
That's definitely a movement.
Yeah.
That's definitely a movement.
the peed on movement.
That Carisha, please.
Yeah.
That's what she does?
She said,
She
likes
pees
to
on
get
people?
peed on.
She said she like getting peed on.
Shout out
She
to
said
her.
that
Yeah.
She said that
outside
She said it on her podcast.
to other people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out her.
Shout out her.
All right.
That's
Okay.
claiming your sexuality.
Yep.
Pee, what is pee really? Urine,
Water?
waste. But
Yeah.
other than that, other than the fact that it's waste coming out of your
Body onto you.
it's just water.
So you're just letting somebody waste onto you?
I don't
Yeah, I mean, when you say it like that, it sounds pretty bad.
know
But
if it's just water.
Is
If
that
you-
what they mean by waste man in Canada? Like that's a real waste man? Does that mean that like it gets peed on?
I don't know if getting peed on as a guy, I feel like if you're a guy getting peed on is more, there's a different dynamic to it.
Please expound. We are unpacking a lot here. Like let's ISO.
I don't know. I feel like women pee more aggressively. Like the stream is like more aggressive than men. So you got to be careful.
Because it's mostly gravity.
Yeah, because it's just pushing out. Yeah. So you got to be
This
careful.
is also a scientific podcast. Okay?
But if you like to get peed on, this is adult. This is the first word of the
Remember,
podcast.
we don't kink shame anybody.
No,
Do what you got to do. Because sometimes when you're hungry, you got to eat.
Yeah, if you're hungry, you're gonna
And
eat. Yeah.
if he wants you to hurt his feelings, girl, hurt his feelings.
Yeah.
If he wants you to pee on him, girl, pee on him.
Yeah. I find more, well, at least you see it on social media. Like there's a lot of girls saying that they don't mind it.
Oh, they don't.
Maybe they don't like it, but they don't mind it.
they like to be on the receiving end of the golden shower.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm only on the internet from like 5 to 9 on Thursday. So
Yeah.
I try to pack in a lot.
That's a
of
movement, which is
information.
like now everyone uses.
So back in your days when you was like on your come up, and if that was requested, would you fulfill that request?
to pee on somebody.
Yes.
Yeah.
And which location? Because that doesn't seem like very sanitary for like 1,000 thread bed sheets. So like, how does
Sanitary is a spectrum.
okay?
It's
Is that a t-shirt?
There's a spectrum in sanitary.
spectrum of
There's no like
sanitary?
just sanitary and unsanitary.
There's no okay. All
There's
right,
like
I'm
a
here.
spectrum, and it's more of like which side of the spectrum do you fall
in?
on?
Okay.
Right. Yeah. So I feel like no one is just clean or dirty.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are clean about something, they're dirty about other things. Some people are dirty about certain things, they're clean about other things.
Okay.
So it's just a matter of where you fall
On the
that
spectrum of sanitary.
of sanitary.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was MIT level right there, B. You don't even have to expound any further than that.
Yeah. I don't even write this stuff. I just come up here and kind of just say it. I don't know if people believe that.
Honestly, I
This
couldn't
is
even tell.
such well thought out.
Yeah. It's like
merch ideas.
Perfect.
it's
yeah.
honestly like doctorate level, B.
Yeah. Yeah. That is what it
Dr.
is.
Lara,
I'm wasting my talents
honestly,
doing comedy.
yeah.
I should be making sex worker clothing. Sanitary is a spectrum. I think that'd do great on OnlyFans.
I think we got to run with it, man.
Yeah, the sanitary is a spectrum.
We need
But
to collab with an OnlyFans person just so give her all free merch.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then she's gonna film every single video.
Yeah, and
that
then her
shirt-
fans are gonna be like, "Why are you wearing clothes now?
yeah.
I don't pay $19 a month to hear you wear stupid ass
She's
shirts."
just gonna cut out the holes, and that's a part of the fashion.
Yeah, yeah.
Like all
Okay.
of the holes.
Or that's how the video starts, right?
Sanitary is a
A
spectrum.
spectrum.
Because here at the Adulthood podcast, we don't like to judge people. We kind of just talk about it and then see where we land. But I don't want nobody to watch this and feel like we're mocking? 'Cause
No,
we're not.
definitely not. That's not our style. Like, again, at the Adulthood podcast, the Adulthood show, the Adulthood broadcast, we support everybody. We don't kink shame anybody.
No. And that's what adulting, that's part of, like, that's I guess that's the lesson of adulting for this
Acceptance.
episode is acceptance is who you are. Obviously, I know we were joking of her, but you do it, you know, have class about it. Do it legally. Don't put anyone in a situation they don't want to be put on. You got to put all these things, you got to say all these things now.
You definitely do.
These disclaimers. But once you know what you're into, do it.
Do it.
And if the guy you date the next isn't comfortable with
He's not for you.
He's not for you.
He's definitely not for you. Get back on Craigslist.
I think Craigslist is I think they took it down.
They took it down? Okay.
The classify, I don't know if it's the classified.
I think it's Adult Friend Finder. That's one, right?
I think that's a scam.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not just saying that because all the money I lost on that site, but I think
rough estimate, how much?
On Adult Finder?
Yeah, Friend Finder.
Friend Finder.
Yeah, Adult Friend Finder.
Adult Friend Finder. That's a scam.
Okay.
Website.
You
that I feel like that one comes up on porn sites.
Isn't that kind of crazy that like they had sites like that or like Ashley Madison? The only reason I know is
Ashley Madison's real.
No, I know, but like they had a data breach where it was just we just released everybody's passwords and like the usernames, and it's just like
and you want to know something crazy? On Ashley Madison, when they had the data breach, it was most of the men who were on it were married. And their wives were pregnant.
Yeah.
That makes sense, actually.
Oh, I didn't think you'd take that stance. All right.
That's a plot twist.
All right, here you go.
All right.
Pick me, Marty.
Yeah, please expound.
Out loud as like defiantly as
She's
I
like,
did.
that makes sense.
Please
Married men with
expound.
pregnant wives should cheat. There you go. Listen, here at the Adulthood, we have progressive people all over. It's not just a bunch of men spewing. We have Marty here because she agrees with all the crazy shit we say.
The voice of reason.
Yeah, there you go.
She's
You want
the
to
voice of
explain or
reason.
should we just move on?
Should we just keep it pushing?
No, I just mean like it would like I don't know, if you're an asshole and like when you're pregnant, you probably don't want to have sex, and if you're in like, you know, the asshole way to take that would be like, oh,
I'm gonna go on Ashley Madison.
I'll go do it somewhere else.
But Ashley Madison, the problem with that one is that
It's a website?
that's a sugar daddy thing, right?
It is?
I think it's a sugar daddy.
No, I thought it was for infidelity.
I think that too.
Yeah.
But I think the women on it, or is it just for affairs?
I thought it was just for
maybe
affairs.
it might be
Like,
just for
I'm
affairs.
signing,
I lose track of my
want
websites.
To cheat.
I gotta look at my bookmarks because I lose track of them on my internet browser.
You don't just click the star?
It's just for affairs.
It's just for affairs?
Yeah.
Okay. And what's the one for sugar daddy? Seeking arrangements. Yeah, sure. Marty doesn't know that one. Seekingarrangements.com. That's the one.
So
where you look for sugar daddy.
If you reach the like point in your life where you get a little bit older, you're more seasoned, and like whatever didn't work out, and you find yourself just by yourself, would you be a sugar daddy? Would you sign up to be a sugar daddy? Are you a sugar daddy in training now?
Dude, I struggle with the large age gaps in dating.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of it.
We covered this on an earlier.
Yeah,
pod.
I'm not a fan. If it's too many years, I think it's creepy and a little bit predatory. Even if she's 20, you're 45.
I'm talking about like you being 75.
Well, then, yeah, 50. Of course. I'm on my way out. Then at 75, of course I'm hooking up with 20-year-olds. My morals are out the window after 65.
I see. Yo, bro.
That's what I'm doing. I retire at 65, no more morals.
Okay. I'm on my way to, shout out to 333 Lounge, Flatbush, Brooklyn. I'm on my way there, and I saw like a full sugar daddy experience happening where it was like a older gentleman with a younger woman who had body modifications, and like they're walking, they're holding hands. I'm just like, what about this isn't adding up? Because it wasn't adding up. This was a full sugar daddy situation and happening, unfolding right in front of my eyes.
It's funny you say that. I did a sugar daddy event.
Did you really?
I performed at a sugar daddy event. I did not know that was what the thing was. But it was
it sugar daddy speed dating?
Event. It was like a gala, a sugar daddy gala, if you will. And it was here. I'll tease that. We'll do that on the next episode. Listen to next week.
Make sure you listen to next week.
Like an organization.
And I will talk about it next week.
Talk about
cliffhanger to hear about my performance at the Sugar Daddy Olympics here
dun,
in New York City, 2019 Sugar Daddy Olympics.
Did it smell like a bunch of like Old Spice and like old cologne?
Yes.
Yeah,
and it was rich. It was no fried chicken. These were whites, for lack of a better term. But it was crazy. Come back next week. I'll talk about it. Remind me to bring that up. Next week's pod.
I got you.
I'm Ian Lara.
I am
DJ
PM.
Where you? I don't know. I don't even know where you're gonna be this week. I'm gonna be in Africa.
Oh, shout out to Africa. Other way. No.
Yeah.
Where you going to? Kenya?
Kenya, baby.
Are you running a marathon? You training for a marathon?
I'm gonna be in a safari. I'm gonna have some cool stories from that.
I was gonna say something, but it's 2023, so you might have to come back with the faux lion head from Coming to America.
Oh yeah, that would be cool. I definitely want to get a lion head.
Rose bearers.
Yeah, that would definitely be cool. But I'm excited about that. I'm gonna be in Kenya this week. If you're listening to this in Kenya, which I assume you are, because why wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
Come out. I'm doing shows out there. I forgot where, but follow me at Ian Lara Live on Instagram. Follow the Adulthood Pod on Instagram.
Yes.
Follow Ian Lara Live on YouTube
at
DJ APM.
I am DJ.
I am DJ APM on Instagram to find out where we going to be. This has been the Adulthood Podcast. Thank you guys for checking in this week. We'll see y'all next week.
Goodbye.
Hurt his feelings.